Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulo Hoyani. The late Archbishop Desmond Tutu said it long ago. You know, that elder statesman of South Africa who passed away in 2021 was a well-respected figure. Desmond Tutu won the ANC. He drew, analogies between the nationalist government of the apartheid era. And he said, they had a huge majority. And that was nothing. And they lost power. So he was sounding a warning to the ANC, long before the revelations that we are seeing now unravel before the Madlanga Commission. Desmond Tutu warned the ANC. Take a listen to this and hear what the late Archbishop had to say about the decline of the ANC from, what it used to be and what it has become. Take a listen to this.
I'm warning you like I warned the nationalists. I am warning you. One day we will start praying for the defeat of the ANC government. You are disgraceful. I want to warn you. You are behaving in a way that is totally at variance with the things for which we stood. I am warning you. I am warning you that we will pray as we prayed for the downfall of the apartheid government. We will pray for the downfall of a government that misrepresents us. You have got a huge majority. That's nothing. The nationalists had a huge majority that was increasing. They beat the dust. Watch out, ANC government. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
So South Africa was warned. It's just that we, ignored warnings from the likes of the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Had we heeded those warnings, we would not be where we are today. We are now faced with a huge corruption scandal in this country. Syndicates working together with government officials to run down the state. Had we heeded people like Desmond Tutu, I bet would not be where we are today. But politicians being what they are, nobody paid any attention to what Desmond Tutu was saying there. And after that, Desmond Tutu got marginalized within the ANC. I recall vividly how during the funeral of Nelson Mandela in 2013, the Archbishop was marginalized and reduced to nothing. He just attended Nelson Mandela's funeral, just like you and me. Because the Zuma government was very uncomfortable with Bishop Desmond Tutu. They did not want to hear a thing about what he was warning them about. They chose to turn a blind eye to whatever he was saying, and he was marginalized. He had no role to play in that funeral. He was just on the sidelines. Just a nobody like me attending that funeral. So the signs have always been there. Now, the former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, has also voiced his concerns about what is happening to this country. Excuse me. He's voicing his concerns, and this is not the first time that former President Thabo Mbeki raises these concerns, that, for want of a better expression, this country is going to the dogs, because we see government officials working hand in glove with criminals. This is not the freedom that people like Desmond Tutu and Thabo Mbeki fought for. This country has been reduced to nothing by criminal syndicates, unfortunately, working with the very politicians that the citizens of this country or the people of this country have entrusted with their votes. Take a listen to what former President Thabo Mbeki has to say.
No, I think the important issue that's being raised correctly by Lieutenant General MKHWANAZI is the kind of rot that is set in our country. He's pointed to a very, very important issue, this connection between crime and government, criminals and politicians, the weakening generally of the criminal justice system, including all its elements, policing, prosecution, etc. I'm very, very glad that Nhlanhla MKHWANAZI had the courage to speak out on this thing. Because at last now we have the possibility of the Matlanga Commission, which will then hear evidence from everybody. So at least the country has a picture of what's the real state of the criminal justice system. Who are these criminals who are doing all sorts of terrible things? Who are they? Where do they come from? How do they operate? To answer those questions, because in the end, there must come a comprehensive response to the issue of crime and corruption in the country. A comprehensive response, and I'm sure that's going to come out of what the Matlanga Commission will hear. And therefore, the practical, actual steps, what is to be taken, will be based on concretely what is happening in the country. I'm very, very, very glad indeed that General MKHWANAZI, General Masemula, the leadership of the police have decided they must speak out publicly about all of these things, because I think the country needs it.
If you take a good listen to the two clips that I've played to you by Archbishop, the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and former President Thabo Mbeki, then you'll be left in no doubt that this country is in deep, deep trouble. You see, criminals and politicians cannot, work hand in hand. Because you see, the people of South Africa have entrusted politicians with their day-to-day lives. They look forward to the government. They look forward to government officials to provide a better life for all that the ANC has promised since 1994. But when those same people, it's a very sad day, when those same people then get into bed with criminals and literally run this country down for their own selfish interests, we have to be worried. And we have to be very worried. Having said that, tell me what you think about this in the comment section, because it's a very worrying development. But this is what South Africa has become. This is what it is. This is the reality of our times. Having said that, let me thank you for watching this video, and let me thank you for all the subscriptions and the views that I'm seeing. I am humbled by the sort of support that I'm getting from you, and I know that with your support and guidance anything is possible. I have said in the recent past that we are on to the 12,000 subscriber mark. We are only a few steps away from that. Make it possible. And I know I only have to ask you to make that simple click and subscribe. Thank you and have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday.